Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all my blessed beloveds out there in living and thriving land. It is living and thriving time. And as you can see, my camera is still giving me a real hard time. Very aggravating. I'm super excited because today has been especially beautiful. We have nothing but cloudy, stormy weather, which rarely ever happens here on the Gulf Coast of Florida. And I get to travel around the world virtually, talking to people all over the world to find out why and how they're living and thriving and what makes them ooey gooey on the inside. Some of the things that we've taken away is find your passion. This is a great time to dig down deep and really find out what it is that you want to do in your life. It's time to reinvent yourself. Write a mission statement. You might not actually go to a physical business or own a physical business, but you are a physical business. You are your own business. So write a mission statement, read it to yourself in the morning, read it to yourself before you go to bed. Gratitude and blessings, those are absolutely phenomenally important. Every day, give yourself gratitude and blessings for what you have and appreciate everything because the world is just so beautiful. Again, I've interviewed 1,200 people now, and I can tell you there are so many beautiful people that just make my heart fill up with such joy. And I wish that I could do this every day, 5 hours, 12 hours a day, but it's very tiring. So 4 hours is good. And get up, get out of bed, and routines. You know, get up, get out of bed, start your routine, brush your teeth, do your hair, put on a suit, get active, get going, build whatever it is that you want to build in your life to have a happy and living life, a thriving life. I think that's what I meant to say. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but the rain is just pouring and it's so beautiful because it's taken all the humidity away. Ah, I love it. I'm super excited because we have a poet on today. Her name is Traci Neal, and she's going to, I hope, read some of her stuff, but she's going to tell us what inspires her. I'm really looking forward to hearing how she lives and thrives. Hi, Traci. Are you there? Oh, she froze. Traci? Give her a minute. If you can hear me, you might want to dial back in, honey. So it's always an adventure, and technology is what it is. It's not perfect, and by any stretch of the imagination, it's being stretched so much right now because most places are still working from home. Most kids are still in school wrapping up, at least down here. This is our last week of school. And so technology, the parameters are definitely being pulled and stretched. Electricity is being pulled and stretched. Resources definitely being pulled and stretched. But what is great about this whole thing is how people are handling it. So cool. People are writing books. People are making babies. There's going to be a lot of baby showers. But you knew that, didn't you? It is what it is. Hopefully Traci will be able to dial back in because I cannot wait to hear her poetry. We've been trying to get her on for weeks now. Let's see. Hi, Traci. Welcome back. Can you hear her?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Hi.
Sorry.
Technology. Oh, it has issues. You can see a little blip from where my camera, it gets annoyed after I do more than one radio or vlog. It gets annoyed with me. So then it starts blipping. So yeah, it's just technology. It's the way it is. So Traci, I'm excited about having you. I understand that you are a poet. You have a beautiful smile and great energy. And so tell us who you are, what you do, and what makes you ooey gooey. Why do you do what you do?
I do what I do because I love people. I have a heart to serve. So I just use my gift to inspire others to care about the world.
So have you published any of your work? Did you hear me? Have you been able to publish any?
Say it again.
Have you ever been? Now I'm tongue-tied. Have you been able to publish any of your work yet?
I am actually working on a children's book. I want it to become a series, children's book series.
Tell us more.
And yes, so basically it's about me and just life lessons that I've learned over the years. And the series will be called Lynn Learns Lessons. I'll say that much.
Okay. And did you bring any of your poetry for me?
No, but I
No?
can always do something. I can always do something.
Okay. Well, I definitely will hope that you can at some point, whenever you're ready.
Okay, I can do one right now.
Okay.
This one is basically kind of a reflection of who I am and how I evolved from my poetry, and it's called Hiding Behind the Corner. I used to be the girl hiding behind the corner, feeling like a loner. Yet even when I cried, I thought I had died to a world I had to face, but still the people lied. I must admit I couldn't take it. I truly believed I wouldn't make it. Then one day something inside this vessel said, don't fake it, but break it. So I broke the walls that were tearing me apart and ripping out my heart until the fall I was about to hit came into a line for start. I just kept running since I couldn't stop. I ran like a criminal trying to get away from the cops. I got rid of the haters, the perpetrators, the two-facers, and the instigators. I changed my way of thinking and didn't mind blinking. If times were too hard, I wouldn't stack it up with those deck of cards. I gained respect and advanced my intellect to a place I didn't expect. Now I can walk up to a person untimid and shy. I'm a newfound eagle and I'm ready to fly. I have to speak before my spirit leaks with anticipation, determination, imagination, and an accepted application. No, I'm not always accepted by those around me, but my soul has light that a blind person can see. I have a voice that needs to be spread in order to have true peace in my head. My spirit creates a difference in the essence of the confident presence I show when I decided not to be led.
Oh, girl, I'm goosebumpy and on fire. Fire. So,
Thank you.
we all have had our hard knocks. We've all gone through our past, but so why all of a sudden did you cut all your ties and now you're lit? Can you hear me?
What do you mean?
Well, that was your last thing that you're going to be lit. So why you're on fire? What's going on with that? How exciting is that?
Oh, it's great. It's great. And I will say there was a journey because I started when I was 14 and I really wanted to make a career out of it when I was younger, but I really don't think I had the right character mindset. I would have just made it all about myself instead of about others. So, my faith is in God. So I feel like He kind of allowed me to, go through life challenges to, humble me and give me that stronger heart towards others and more empathy towards people and those around me suffering and dealing with challenges themselves so that I could be an inspiration to them. So now I do feel lit because I have the right mindset to use my gift to share and help other people rather than myself.
So I think it's funny when we're growing up, we have, this passion and this fire and this desire, but we haven't really come out of the ground yet. We haven't really matured enough yet, but we push and push and push and push and push. And then when we're finally there, we're like, oh man, I get it. Right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So what part of the country are you in? East Coast, West Coast, North, South, where?
I'm from the South.
Okay, so we're probably neighbors then.
South Carolina.
Okay,
Yes,
yeah.
South Carolina.
I'm getting ready to go up to Charlotte. Woo woo. See my girls.
Oh, yay!
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm doing a little TV series in Charlotte, so it's gonna be fun. Be up there in a couple of weeks.
Great.
All right. So tell us what else is going on in Traci's world.
A lot of, I guess, radio interviews. I tell people I would have never thought that I would, be a guest on radio shows because when I first started, my poetry, I started at I was 31, but that was like last year that I started, around December time. So I was just going to different church events or, positive organizations sharing poetry before the pandemic. So that's what I thought I was going to be doing. So I thought I was just going to be, venturing out, exposing myself, and traveling. That's what I thought. But when the pandemic hit, I was like, okay, I'm going to really have to think outside of the box, to get the exposure. So I just actually paid for a business consultation to better my business, the business side of my ministry. And then that just helped it take off. And I was able to learn how to pitch to different people and stuff. So then I was able to get on radio. And it's been great since then.
Well, it's kind of humbling to be able to share your gift this way because you never know who's watching. You just never know. So, do you have any more poetry that you want to share?
Sure.
No pressure.
Okay. Yeah, I feel the pressure though. Okay. I will do. Yeah, I'll just do this one off the top of my head. So I'm gonna call this one Run. Run towards the sun. Feel the warmth of the love around you like a bun. Even though life's journey might feel like sometimes it weighs a ton, be the one to run. Run towards your dreams, no matter how bad it seems. Feel the light from the sky's beam, because it can be humbling to see what you can be when you allow yourself to be made free. Beyond society's ways, you can have brighter days and recognize sometimes it's just a phase that you have to go through. But believe me when I say this is true, all things become new.
Woohoo! It does too. And it's so amazing when you are able to sit and be good with yourself and your story and to create something even off the cuff like that. And that was beautiful. So well done.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What do you want to do when you grow up if you want to grow up? I've decided never to grow up.
I love that. That's awesome. Uh, Grow up. I feel like you're always learning. No, seriously, I feel like you're always learning. Like, life is a never ending process of learning. So I will say I want to continue to evolve, but my goal, I guess short-term goal, I will say it's a short-term goal, is to be a traveling poet
A
and just
traveling
inspire
poet.
people.
Really,
Yes.
that would be awesome. So do you just want to do like schools or do you want to do mic open mic nights, which I love, or just whatever comes down the highway for you as you're rambling on?
Pretty much. You got it.
I hope that I've been manifesting and praying and doing as much hoodoo as I can to try to get myself a nice RV because I want to take the show on the road. So instead of us doing it this way, we'd be face to face, which to me would be really exciting. But
Yes,
there's so much about traveling and learning and being a part of the world that I think is inspiring.
it is.
Is there any place in particular you want to go?
All over. Like, I'm big on culture because I had spent 10 years trying to become a certified teacher. So when I graduated college, I actually went to China and taught English for a while. So that was wonderful, just getting that exposure. So I love culture. So any way I could like go outside of the country and, experience another way of living besides my own is just amazing to me.
Well, and I think it opens your eyes as a person on the planet. It definitely encourages you to have compassion and understanding because you really don't know what you don't know until you know, right? And travel's huge for me because
Yes,
there's so much beautiful on this planet. And we only hear about the yucky stuff, right?
we do. Yes, I agree.
So do you have a website yet?
Yes, I do. It's Traci. Yes, it's Traci Neal, speaker poet.com. And so it's Traci with an I, Traci, Neal, Neal, and speakerpoet.com. And it has all of my social media and my contact information, booking me, everything. I call it my one-stop shop.
That's exactly what it is. It's absolutely one-stop shop, and your website is representative of what you're trying to sell or share. What is your first adventure when we are released from the pandemic?
I honestly cannot tell you. It's just wherever I'm led. Honestly, that like I said, I didn't know that I would be doing any radio. So whatever, when opportunities arise, I go for it. That's how
Good
I
girl. Good girl. That's the way to make it. You get it. Get it.
am.
So we have a couple of minutes left of the show. You have many choices as to what you want to do. This is your show. You're sharing yourself with my whole audience, and they're always appreciative because they're all creators and motivators. So do you want to do another poem? Do you want to share a story? You tell me where you want to go.
I would like to share a story. So for me, I feel that I have been taken on a journey, and I guess the biggest story I can say is to how this manifest was. Again, I had spent 10 years of my life trying to be an elementary school certified teacher, and I could never pass the Praxis 2 exam. Well, hindsight, I realized that I was really doing it to please my father. Like I knew that I wanted to make an impact with young people, but I felt like I could done it in a different way. But I am such a big daddy's girl, so I, stuck it out a lot of times for him. And at 30, I finally was able to tell him, and it was actually the last time I failed the exam. I said, Dad, I'm not doing it again. I feel that I'm being led somewhere else to do something else. And that was really hard for me because I felt like I never really disappointed my father before. This is like the first time I said like no. And it caused friction, but it was worth it in the end because he was able to come around when he saw things like manifesting pretty quickly and everything. And for me, it just let me get closer to God, my faith, because I saw that sometimes people are not always going to understand where you're being led, where you're going per se, but you just got to step out on faith. And I guess that would be my advice to anyone is just take that leap of faith, because I did, and I'm so glad that I did. I would have not known that I would be here if I had not just taken that chance and just kept on going with the steps. They're always steps, but you just got to go with it, and it's been great.
Well, what I find really interesting, Traci, is we have this vision, and it's like this. When they do the blinders on horses so that they don't get
Yes.
startled. That's really where we are for the most part as a species. We are very fixed. And sometimes we get pulled in other directions and we don't understand why. And that's where the friction comes in, because then we have to try to figure out why. But what I've learned in my old age is that we take those experiences and we go down the path we're supposed to go down. And you have all of this skill and all of this gift from working in China and teaching kids. You might not be a teacher, but you might be a teacher.
Yes, exactly.
Look at that grin. You're just so happy.
I'm enjoying this.
Well,
I was enjoying the interview.
It's beautiful. So do you have any children of your own?
I don't.
Not yet.
And it's so, yeah, that's what people tell me because I've been working with kids a long time and they tell me the same thing. They're like, you need kids, Miss Neal, you need kids.
Well, no, because not necessarily. Before I had my daughter, I had rentals. So I had all the neighborhood kids because I too was a teacher. I was a special ed teacher.
Exactly. Yes.
Because you're around them all day long, it's good. And then you get married, and then you have 20. No, you're good. You do you.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for the encouragement.
Oh, you got books to write, girl. You got books to write. So in the last couple of minutes, I want you to tell us how many books and what your goal is for those books. What do you think that they're going to do for people?
Okay, so children's books wise, I want that series to be 10. I already have the topics and everything, like the structure. So I want that to be 10. And poetry, honestly will probably be endless. I'm not gonna put a number on the poetry because I've been doing it since I was 14. I'm 31, so yeah, I have a lot of poems. So I'll probably be divvying them out into books.
That's the way to do it. And when you get to the point where you start divvying them out into books, you might actually make some money. Not promising anything because I have a lot of books and it's 75 cents a book.
Yes.
Yeah, it's crazy. We don't, writing is a labor of love. It's like having a relationship with paper.
It is.
It's probably one of the most
Somebody that understands me.
It's like the most intimate relationship that you can have, and it's actually pen and paper or pencil or crayon sometimes if you can't find a pencil. So Traci, can you give us your website one more time, dear?
Of course. So it's Traci, Traci, Neal, Neal, speakerpoet.com.
All right, Love Bug, 2 things you're doing to keep your head above the pandemic: happy, positive, and excited.
Okay, you said 2. For me, it's my faith. So I get up, listen to music, journal. That's like my routine, and just feel that peace. I'm all about having peace. It's a lot of chaos in the world. And also constantly writing. So whatever I can do to inspire someone that day, I'm writing things down. It might be an inspirational quote or anything like that, just to inspire someone. And that keeps me motivated because then I feel like my life has purpose.
I want to invent one day a machine that they could just put here so that all of the thoughts, I mean, it's just explosive. It goes into the machine and writes itself.
I love that you think outside of the box. That's awesome.
Well, Traci, it has been fun to have you, and I'm sorry about the technology issues that we're having, but feel free to stay on my radar and let me know when you're ready to come on again, because it would be fun to see that infectious smile. And make sure you bring some more poems.
I hear you. I will do that.
All right. Bye, Miss Traci. Thank you for coming on. You're watching.
Thank you for having me.
Oh God, it was my blessing. You're watching Living and Thriving with Rustie, and I'm Rustie, and that was Traci Neal of Traci Neal Speaks Poet. The link's down there. I'm old. What are the takeaways from today? Be creative. Understand that even though you think you're going in one direction, the universe has jokes and likes to pull you in a different direction, and it's okay because we're here to create and experience and to live and thrive. And the best way you can do that is do what makes your heart feel good. Do what makes your soul burn. And Traci's smile and her poetry, even when she was off the cuff, because tough hostess over here, look at what she did. She pulled it out of the park. So you can too. Know that you're beautiful, know that I love you, and know that I will see you soon. Bye.